wanted to start off by saying how much we are loving listening to this track here at the station. We have absolutely fallen in love with it, and it's the perfect follow-up to Sing Like Hell.
Oh, well, thanks very much.
So, mate, tell us a little bit about this track. I understand that you've called it a tragic love song, so tell us a little bit about where it first originated from.
Yeah, no, well, it's just like, from when I was much younger, and you sort of fall in love and you think that it's the be all and end all, but it's just sort of doomed to fail. Which is like everyone until eventually they meet that one or so that they they settle down with or whatever.
It's a pretty thought-provoking and personal track. Was it a difficult one for you to write?
Well, I wrote it when I was pretty heartbroken, I suppose.
Yeah.
But that happens. You move on.
How do you find writing like that when you are in a darker place like that? Do you find it easier to write, or is it cathartic for you to sit down and write at that time?
It always kind of was. I always sort of used those sorts of times as inspiration in a lot of my stuff. So, just I don't know. I just tend to write when I'm feeling a bit more down than I am generally when I'm up. So, yeah.
Now, we spoke to you back when we were about to play Sing Like Hell for the first time, and that track really took off on our station. How are you feeling now about the new track coming out after finding a little bit of success with Sing Like Hell?
Well, I feel great about that. I actually didn't know that was the case. I'm just letting it all play out and let the chips fall where they do at the moment, you know.
Yeah. So
good news.
So what are your plans now? Like, we're heading into summer. Doesn't feel like it here in Melbourne at the moment, but we are heading into summer. So what are your plans for over summer? You're hoping to get out and do some shows, work on new music? What's the plans?
Look, to be honest, it's just getting back in the studio and recording some more of these songs. Like, I don't intend to do any real shows unless we just on a one-off or something like that until I really feel like there's some wind in the sails and if I do a show, people will turn up, which for most of my life they haven't.
Yeah, I'm sure they are now that your name is getting out there a little bit more. But these new tracks, will we see them come out as singles, or are you working on an EP? What's the plans there?
At the moment, singles. But it just depends on how much I can squeeze out of the family budget to kind of get them done. Like a bigger album-y or EP would be ideal, but that's just time away from the kids, and I'll do what I can. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. How difficult is that juggling parenthood with music? Because I remember the last time we spoke to you, you mentioned about going back to your music for the first time in years. What's that like, juggling being a parent and a musician at the same time?
Look, I really thought it would be from most things in life, I kind of just I'm like a caution to the wind kind of guy. And I thought that this would be pretty much the same, but I was proven wrong by every single angle of parenthood. So I'm deep in, neck deep in babies and vomit and poop and all the rest of it most of the day. But in the spare time that you get when they go to sleep eventually or whatever, you just jump on the computer and start doing your writing and that kind of thing.
And the other thing too is it means, I guess, that there's lots of things to write about as well. I mean, you're out there living life. You're living the life that most of us live, so you get that opportunity to have things happen to write about. Is that something that you find as well?
Yeah, well, it's just a different chapter, isn't it? Like, I've never been through this before, and whatever comes out of it will come out of it. I really don't know what. I feel great about it, so I just hope that the stuff that comes out of it, next, is a reflection of that.
Yeah. What has been influencing your music recently? Like, have you found that you've been writing from a more personal point of view, or has it been what's going on in the world around you? What have you been writing about recently?
Well, I'm sort of finding myself. It's a good question. I don't know. It's less about feelings, of breakups and girl chasing and that kind of thing. And I don't know. I might actually start to get a little bit more of a have a weigh in on some sort of quasi-political things in the future. I think about those things a bit, but that's just getting older and getting more boring, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, mate, we are going to play a double shot of your music right now. We're going to play Sing Like Hell, and we're going to play Balconies as well. So what would you like to say to everybody out there before they take a listen to these great tracks back to back?
Well, guys, first and foremost, thanks very much. It's a pleasure to be providing some music for your ears. And I hope you enjoy Balconies and what's to come next.